やっぱり川本の攻めが
ファルコンアロー真っ逆さまだ。What's going on, everybody? Back again in the studio, shaped like Anthony's mother's basement, joined by the two men that join me every single week on every single show. Anthony Caruso, who is to my right, and across from me is Tyson to lewd. And he's extra lewd at the moment because he's had a few Steve Weisers in him.
Hashtag turn.
And before we get into the actual show, I just need to point out that we were supposed to have sick audio today, but a lot of things didn't come in the mail.
It's alright. The equipment's on its way.
The equipment's on its way. We will have HD audio very, very soon. But until that time, it's back to the old school way of doing things. Now, this week was a very interesting week in the fact that both shows were extremely different. One show...
One was really good and one sucked real bad.
Well, that's every week.
Yeah, it's every week, yeah.
One show actually built to WrestleMania. The other show is just there.
Yeah.
Things are happening.
Sucking up 3 hours of your life.
Stuff's going on. There's a lot of commercials. And, yeah, once again, SmackDown wins by a long shot.
SmackDown was so good this week.
Yeah. Raw, alright, depending on who you talk to, because when Raw went off the air, a lot of people had a lot of different opinions. I personally thought that the ending, or the main event, I should say, of Monday Night Raw was exceptional because it put over a younger talent, and that's...
For once?
Once.
You mean an aging vet putting over a younger talent on a program?
As he fucking should.
No way.
But it's the young talent that I couldn't give two shits about.
Except Braun Strowman's probably the only thing Monday Night Raw has a spot.
The only thing they have left.
Aside from Samoa Joe.
I don't care about Giants. I'll never care about Giants. I know that's always been a wrestling thing, but I don't care.
He's not really a giant, man.
He's not a real giant. He's 6'8", man.
He's a very athletic giant. Mm-hmm. He's a tall man with very good physique.
Yeah, but put him in the ring with a guy who isn't a giant, and it's gonna suck.
Personally,
maybe not.
Between you, me, and this audience, I think that match blew Okada and Omega out the water.
Get fucked. You know it did.
I think that Braun's gonna break the giant glass ceiling. You know, like now that they know that he can wrestle, they can actually have him wrestle.
You know what?
He didn't do that much in that match.
I mean, yeah, he did a lot of basic sequences and spots, but that's more than any big guy match ever.
This fucking guy did a kip up. He did a fucking kip up.
He did a nip up, bro. Yeah.
That he probably practiced like in house shows for weeks leading up to this. But you guys are talking about him like he's Zack Sabre Jr. Like,
he's way better than Zack Sabre Jr., bro.
He's way better than Bret Hart.
Yeah, we didn't have like 20 minutes of rest hold, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for Braun Strowman to become champion in maybe a couple of months with a loud roar, and you're going to be very angry, my friend.
I will be angry when he wins the belt, because you know he's winning the belt this year.
At some point. Yeah. Now, let's get into Monday Night Raw, as sad as it may be. So, we will start with the Braun Strowman Big Show's thing. So, I see it as two things. Yes, it was not really necessary, but also it's good to see a different face in the main event, because let's be for real at the moment, Monday Night Raw's main event has been pretty much the same four guys literally every single week, over and over and over again. Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, who was, by the way, absent on this show.
Seth Rollins, rest in peace.
Yeah, they'll be back in Mania.
Roman Reigns or Kevin Owens. It's been these four guys literally every fucking week.
But just because it's a new face or a newer face, it still doesn't make it better.
Out of all the four men I just said, the most interesting guy out of all four
Braun's the best thing that Raw has right now. Now that there's no more Kevin Jericho. Which is not saying much. Braun is huge.
That's not even true. Samoa Joe is the best thing Raw has.
Samoa Joe hasn't had enough exposure. He's had literally 2 spots on the camera, and it's just been a bunch of beatdowns. Like, who cares?
His introduction is nice, and
I like way cooler than anything Braun Strowman has done.
I mean, Samoa Joe beating up a guy in a pair of dress shoes is cool and all, but there's no substance to it because no one knows who he is yet. So.
But no one knows who Samoa Joe is.
Within the context of the W universe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Within the context of the W universe, NXT is not as popular as you think.
I did like I did like the.
I know that, but Samoa Joe has also been a big name on the indies and in TNA.
Hey, he waited 18 years to get here.
People know who the fuck Samoa Joe is.
He waited 18 years to get here, alright?
I did like what they did with Joe. The interview was pretty awesome. I like the fact that they're trying to convey him as a very, that you need to fear this man because he needs to be feared because he can do a lot of bad things.
I want to see him wrestle a match, just not with Roman.
Well, it had to be with Roman, sir, because in order to get on Monday Night Raw, you have to wrestle God.
I want to see him wrestle a match, period.
Well, you will eventually get that, sir.
I want him to have actual credibility in a pay-per-view outside of the cred from his beatdowns. I want him to be...
He injured your boyfriend, so I mean, that's a nice thing.
I want to see the Joe who cuts promos without a mic. I want to see the Joe who is literally shaking backstage when he's getting interviewed. I want to see that Joe.
Unfortunately, the name Nakamura is not around to say anymore, which
I don't
want to
see main event Mafia Joe who like beats people up in dress shirts.
Well, you've already seen main event
Mafia
do it
Joe twice. Yeah. I don't know what we did in a tap out shirt.
No, I'm saying I don't want to see that. Like that's all I know so far. I want to know why I care about him as a 9-year-old kid in the audience watching as part of the Dub universe. I want to know why he's relevant.
Because he's fucking evil and he's beating up on babyface.
And he's Samoan and he's not even related to The Rock.
No,
he's literally
the one feet. One Pacific Islander who's in the WWE who's not related to The Rock.
From the casual perspective, he's just another brown guy that hurts people. So I want to know. I want to know why I care.
I think
because he hurt.
Most people know who Samoa Joe is.
Until I see him do like a semi-Pele or like one of his more. Until I see him do a muscle buster, it's not going to matter. So they need to do more.
When the muscle buster hits, then it's for real.
Samoa Joe already matters. Samoa Joe is already the best thing on Raw.
Samoa Joe matters, bro. Write it down. All right, hashtag that fucking.
Joe
shit.
Lives Matter.
Yes,
that's cool.
Now we talked about the main event. We talked about Samoa Joe. So those are two things. I like the advancement of Samoa Joe here. I want to see what they're going to do with Seth Rollins because he's supposed to be back on the show next week. So they already wrote out Seth Rollins for WrestleMania, but I feel like that's a work.
Yeah,
I heard
for sure a work.
I've seen that he's actually going to make it in time, which is really good to save this whole angle. The whole build up to this, which is taking forever.
Thank God, because what are they going to do with Joe otherwise? Like, that's literally all he's got right now.
Braun
outside is him tearing up Sammy, but everyone does that.
Braun ending the match with Big Show and a not. I mean, Anthony thinks otherwise, but it wasn't. Let's be real, all right? These guys were never going to put on a 5-star match, but
it wasn't atrocious. I don't give a shit. I don't care at all.
But for two big guys, this was a lot better.
I don't need to see big beard guy face fucking other big beard guy who's in his 40s.
Here's the thing: it's very rare to see Big Show actually work. Usually, Big Show's put into matches. Make it good. Usually Big Show's put into matches with smaller guys where he just does a bunch of big guy spots and easy big guy sequences, nothing but choke slams and clotheslines and big boots, and that's all it is. This was actually two guys like, you never see Big Show get like arm drag, for example. You never see Big Show get hip toss. You never see like him actually have to work with another guy around his size.
You never see him bump.
So it was, you never see him bump. It was nice to see that Big Show can actually wrestle if he's put in a situation where he has to.
I still don't care.
This is a one-off. This is not going to happen again.
Braun carried the fuck out of this match.
It was meant for that, to put Braun over, to make him... He's the giant of the future.
This is coming fresh off of the Mark Henry victory, so Braun's basically just establishing himself as the new era big guy.
I just can't wait for him to beat Kane next week.
It's refreshing to see a big guy who can actually wrestle, who's actually doing like sequences and stuff.
The only issue I have with this is the fact that this week it was Big Show, last week it was Mark Henry,
next week it's Kane.
I'd like to tell a brief story. So I was listening to the Talk Is Jericho podcast with good brother Strowman,
putting over other podcasts,
and they were talking about the Nip Up Challenge. So apparently, and it's weird because I listened to this the same day that I saw this happen. Apparently, they're at the Performance Center. It's him, Apollo Creed, and Sheamus. And
Apollo Creed
and Sheamus.
Okay, Brian, go on.
They're all hanging out. They're all hanging out in the back, and they're talking about their spots and everything. And he's talking about how since Apollo's going to do a nip up in his match, since Braun's match is right afterwards, he can't like follow that with a nip up because it won't pop as big. And then Seth Rollins looks at him, he's like, I got $100 saying that you can't do a fucking nip up. And then John Cena's like, I got 100 too. And then everyone starts throwing in money except Sami Zayn, who apparently only threw in $50 because he's a cheap ass.
Was this on the Talkin' Shop episode?
Yeah. They're going on. It's a Braun Strowman nip up challenge, and apparently they gave him 3 tries, and he did it, and he won like 2 G's in Auckland, New Zealand, and it was pretty cool. So I heard that, and I'm like, this guy is like 385. He's going from his back to his feet like Shawn Michaels. That's pretty sweet. And then, lo and behold, mid-match, I see him do it, and I'm like, well, no shit. Look at him go, you know.
It was an extremely solid nip-up, by the way.
Absolutely. Like, he stuck the landing and everything. It was a good time.
So, the whole Braun Strowman situation. So, it was Mark Henry last week, and like I said, Big Show this week. The only problem I have with this, I get what they're trying to do. I get they're trying to make him, they're trying to get him over as the big bad guy, the only biggest, baddest guy they've got on the whole show. But this doesn't really do anything for advancing the storyline with Roman Reigns. The only thing that really advanced it was Roman came out.
But this is the
bones.
But this is the second time that he's countered the spear, and he did it in a different way this time.
Oh yeah,
he basically sick kicked him.
He power slammed him into oblivion, which is amazing.
Off of the spear, and he's going over Roman, and he's literally the only guy. You want to get somebody over? Let him go over Roman. All right, that's
impossible. That would never happen. Not even Jesus can get over.
Braun's the only guy who's been going over Roman consistently since he came in. He's been going over Roman.
Has he been the 1, 2, 3
for a year now? There's only been 2 people who have even covered Braun, and that's Jericho and Big Show the other day. Are the only people who have even covered him at all. So he's choked Roman out a couple times when he first showed up, when he was still in the Wyatt family, and he's continuing to go over Roman now.
Sadly, get prepared for the burial of Braun Strowman at Fastlane.
No, absolutely not. I don't think so.
Yes.
I know it's not. I know it's not the go home show yet, and I know it's not the prediction show, but I'm going to say it right here, right now. I think Braun's going to go over.
Nope.
Braun's going over because Braun.
You guys get on me for saying in our prediction shows that it's what I want, or it's not what I want. It's what we think is gonna happen. No, Roman's gonna go over because no one could go over Roman. Not even God. None of the deities on this planet, in any realm, can go over him.
None of the 7 deities.
No.
Wow.
None of the 7 gods.
Braun and Roman have clashed several times, and I've seen him get put to sleep by lifting triangle chokes. I've seen him get his spear countered repeatedly. I've seen this guy eat 1,000 Superman punches.
But here's the thing. None of those matches mattered.
I guess the dub does have an extremely short memory.
Yeah.
But at least
if it didn't happen on pay-per-view with like something on the line, it doesn't matter.
At least the way they're building this, they're letting us believe that Braun is going to go over Roman Reigns. But and he should, because there's no way that Roman's going to take out this 400-pound Titan. But I mean, the guy kicked out of 2 Styles clashes. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So that was the whole Braun Strowman Big Show situation at the end of the match, or at the end of the event, I should say. Now I want to go back to the beginning of the event, which saw Kevin Owens being portrayed as the fucking champion that he should have been portrayed as this entire fucking time. Instead, it was the longest sitcom you've ever seen in your entire fucking life.
It was so good of Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon to finally decide to, hey, let's make our champion look strong. Right. 2 weeks before you take the belt off of him. Come on.
But Anthony, what if they don't take the belt off of him?
I mean, they could go that route, but no. I'm pretty sure this thing is the cement is almost dried on this thing. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar and Goldberg.
No, I'm playing devil's advocate clearly, but I'm just saying, like, what if we live in a world where the right things happen and Kev pulls his full dick out?
I guess don't.
Pulls full hog out and just goes completely mad ass on Goldberg and destroys him.
By effect of power creep, okay, the quote unquote power creep. The only way Goldberg could be defeated right now is if every god on Mount Olympus rained upon him and he still would kick out. Because Goldberg, by default, right now is the most powerful man on television. What if Kevin gathers the energy from everyone in the locker room and hits him with a spirit bomb? I guess if he found Michael Jordan's fucking ball and all of a sudden got his talents and just kicked his ass. Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know, but all the signs
how he beat Shaq.
Point to Kevin Owens being the transitional champion. Yeah. This has been one long transition. Usually, transitional champions, they know their gimmick, and it's just a very small window of time. Sadly, Kevin's window is very big, and when I say that, I mean transitional champions, they don't really matter in the long run because it's really quick. Yeah. But this title run has basically been a transitional championship. It's just for him to hold the belt until somebody who's worth it, quote unquote, in their minds to take the fucking belt off. Which is sad as hell.
They had to do something after Finn. It was kind of like emergency mode. They didn't count on that. I guess, happening.
Man. But the problem with us here at this table and the corporate machine of WWE is that we care about talented wrestlers, they care about names. It has to be a name.
They gotta sell shirts, bro.
So
I don't know. They should maybe they'll sell more shirts if they make a more entertaining product.
Oh man, what a novel!
Yeah, I know.
Too bad SmackDown's a lot better. And I bought an Alexa Bliss shirt, so I gave money to the SmackDown talent.
Amen. I bought the same shirts.
Any fucking day of the week,
3
I would give my
times.
money to them.
So I was thinking about this today. Do you think with the rumored Triple H, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe stable, do you think maybe Finn Balor works his way into that stable too?
Possibly.
I mean, he got hurt by Seth Rollins. He's an NXT guy.
At that point, does it become
He's a former NXT champ.
Does it become the new Bullet Club, or do they just keep that for the club?
I don't see why it become the new Bullet Club. No one else has been attached to it, but Finn Balor. Finn Balor isn't the Bullet Club,
or the Evolution Club.
Right.
I
what
think,
are they gonna call that?
I think Finn Balor would be, and he's got a built-in rivalry with Seth because Seth put him out.
You know, it'd be cool.
All 3 NXT
if
champs.
It's completely outlandish, but it'd be cool if like Kurt Angle came back and like joined in on some real main event mafia shit.
I feel
Everyone just keep coming out in suits.
Create just random TNA gimmick.
I'm just saying, like, you got Joe, you got Angle, you got the Game coming out in suits.
The only thing Angle's going to be
Fucking
doing...
have Fortune come in.
The only thing Angle's going to be doing if he does anything is going to be with American Alpha. I don't see any other reason why
that would be cool, too.
There's nobody else he could really do anything. They're literally inspired, or not...
They would be the new Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, if they're not directly inspired by him, it's almost like a flashback to
as
Kurt
long as you
Angle.
wear an American flag unitard, you know, it works out.
Well, like we said, Kevin Owens finally getting the spotlight, literally and figuratively, but a little too late because Billy's gonna take that belt from him fairly soon.
That was a good promo too. Like it was vintage Kev, him just.
Oh, you mean he being the guy he should have been since the beginning of this whole run?
September,
yeah,
or August.
The Chris Jericho thing was fun, but it never, ever made Kev look legit.
No,
never. Not
the last time Kev looked legit was when he first showed up and he was feuding with Cena and shit and cutting the promos he should have been that he's going back to now. You know, since then, from
the day he got the WWE, the Universal Championship, he's not been.
Of course not, because he's had Jericho as his fucking crutch.
Too little, too late. Now, once again, we got a
too little, too late. You hear that, Bray?
Yeah. We got a very special match on our hands, fellas.
Wait. What?
I'm just saying, like, the Bray thing happened.
This is not SmackDown.
I know, I'm just saying. I made the reference because they should have done this 3 years ago.
You cannot argue SmackDown main event with this guy because he doesn't see it. I'm just going to say
I see it from a totally casual point of view, but for all of us at the table, you guys should know better. So
Bray Wyatt is totally different. This is better late than never, but it's still
it's the same idea. It's long overdue. The push is overdue. Like Kev finally being strong overdue.
They had to split the brands for
Bray
this to
getting
happen.
the belt, way overdue. This should have happened a long time ago, but same principle.
Once again, this is not SmackDown.
But we're not like building Owens up. We're building Owens up to take the strap off of him. We're building Bray up to let him go to the moon right now.
Not necessarily. You don't know what you're doing with Kev just yet. You don't know what you're doing with Kev just yet. I'm just saying.
We have a pretty good idea.
I will be shocked if it's nothing we don't already know.
All right, let's get off this topic.
So we get treated to a very interesting match that I never thought I'd see again. Roman Reigns versus the Club.
Oh man,
1-on-2. So you gotta imagine how this went.
Seeing this the first time was already too much.
I was pretty insulted the first fucking time.
So let me give you a nice little story. So Carl Anderson, right, our Machine Gunka, is sitting in catering, right, eating away at his fucking chips or whatever the fuck he eats, his stromboli or whatever.
Talking to his hot Asian
wife. And then Luke Gallows is sitting there too, he's chomping away at some salad or whatever. And Vince just pops in and goes, "Hey, do you guys want to get fed again? You guys want to sacrifice your careers again?" Sure. We have nothing else to do. We're not your Raw Tag Team Champions at all. No, sir. Good. You're going up against Roman today. Why is this happening? Why is the New Day, right? How long were they the champions? 400 and some odd days. They're coming up. They're too busy arguing with Lana over ice cream plans, coming off of a 400-plus day reign, and the Club is over here just just losing to Roman because you have nothing else to do for your tag champion. Your tag team champions.
All of these tag teams, they're all such jokes. The only ones that are kind of cool are Sheamus and Cesaro, and they have nothing to do because everybody else is a fucking joke.
The only reason why Cesaro and Sheamus, and I never thought I'd say this, they're the most legit tag team on that show.
I actually kind of like them a lot. I think they have good chemistry together.
Because here's the thing, they're both I think they're athletically sound.
Yeah.
They're both good together.
Yeah.
And they look legit.
Yeah.
Like Enzo
and the whole storyline of like Sheamus being too serious, like taking himself too serious, and Cesaro like making him look like an idiot.
They're both. I mean, Sheamus blows, but here's the thing: he's good with another person. Cesaro is amazing.
Yeah.
Cesaro is phenomenal. He's always been phenomenal. But every fucking
should be a main event star.
He's the peak of technique, bro.
Here's the four core tag teams. You have Luke Gallows and fucking Anderson, losers by all means. You can't call them anything else. The New Day, complete waste of fucking space. Enzo and fucking Cass.
Gimmick and a half.
Yeah, a wrestler and a gimmick, like, and a mouthpiece, and both legitimate wrestlers who act like a tag team and wear the same color pants. Why is this happening on Monday Night Raw?
But what about Shining Stars and the Golden Truth?
I don't know who the fuck those guys
whoever
are,
they're pairing Darren Young with now.
I don't know who those guys
Didn't
are.
he get hurt? I thought he got hurt.
Who
the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Bottom line is, Roman Reigns, why are we feeding your tag team champions?
For the second week in a row, mind you.
Because it's two guys, we gotta make Roman look strong.
So, let me get this straight. Roman Reigns apparently has a belt around his waist that we can't see. And I'm pretty sure it's the championship of all deities or something.
You have to like ascend to a certain power level to be able to even witness the belt.
I am convinced at this point, just by viewing it, not by being a wrestling quote-unquote insider or any of this shit, but just a casual guy looking on, and I looked to myself and I said, God, Roman could beat anybody.
Yeah.
The world title don't mean shit on this show. Yeah. The Roman title, the vest is the championship now, because there's literally nothing else that can stop this man.
Once again, the match ends in DQ, and Roman goes over and just whoops that ass.
Instead of making our tag champions look good, right? Beating them down, cheating, whatever they got to do to win to look better. Instead, Roman just whips their ass week in and week out.
Go ahead, kick him in the balls. It's already a 2-on-1. Like, you're already being dickhead.
Distract the ref.
Go ahead, do what you got to do. Yeah. Just don't fucking lose to one guy with no belt.
Yeah,
come on, man. That's for goddamn ridiculous.
And then doesn't he pull out a steel chair in this match?
Yeah, he DQ'd himself. Yeah,
like the babyface pulls out the foreign object.
This almost felt like
on the not even on like getting put in a handicap match from the heel authority. He asked for the handicap match. Come on.
Hey Mick, I would love to get my ass kicked by two guys. Is that okay with you? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, don't worry, Mick. I got it.
Fuck you. I can't wait for Roman to go, you know what? I could take on an entire Survivor Series team. Go ahead, 5 against 1. It's possible at this point. It's not entirely impossible. Now,
Jesus Christ.
More stupidity on Monday Night Raw, because it never ends. The entire 3 hours. It never ends and hasn't ended for quite a while. We have the Bayley segment.
Oh my god.
So, prepare your assholes, because this was one hell of a ride that was not pleasant. We had Bayley do an extremely babyface promo. Okay, she's a babyface. That's fine.
Yeah.
However, this promo was cringy, like it always is. But
so cringy.
It's Bayley. We can't really expect anything. So we have the whole something that I called about a week ago. I remember saying this. That Steph got involved and said, yeah, you're going to have to relinquish the belt because it wasn't a clean victory. Blah, so then Charlotte comes out, spews some garbage. Then Sasha comes out. Sasha came out, then Charlotte did. Sasha defends Bayley, obviously. Charlotte comes out.
Steph didn't even say she had to relinquish the belt. She gave her the option to.
She's like, you should do the right thing because you had an unclean victory and you should save this angle because you shouldn't have blown your first title victory last week on Raw.
I would love to know the writer that came up with this script. Let's be honest, it's a script. And said, I can't wait for Bayley to go, hell no, I'm not giving up the belt.
By the way, you're a babyface, Bayley. You can't say hell. I'm sorry. You can't curse at all. That makes her
edgy, Nick.
Yeah. You can't do that.
But it's a certain situation. Like, she's got all, like...
She's got fire
deck stacked against her. She
does not have the deck stacked against her. Stephanie's making a reasonable claim that, hey, you're so babyface, you should win it the right way and have some honor. And she's like, hell nah. I'm gonna be ratchet and win off of a fucking discrepancy. And went off an interruption.
Discrepancies rule, man. This is WWF.
And by the way, fucking Charlotte, like, That fucking match when she had to call the lawyers on. Now she's okay with like, nah, I'll just get my title back. She's not now. She doesn't want to do that.
Charlotte doesn't have the money to pay them again for this really ridiculous reversal of decision. Yeah. Oh God, Charlotte.
That retainer fee must be ridiculous.
All right, in literally 6 months, I want to say, maybe a little longer, Monday Night Raw has managed to make Sasha Banks look like a complete fucking loser, which she is. I don't take her seriously anymore. She's
everybody on this show, except unless your name is Roman Reigns or Bill Goldberg, looks like a fucking loser.
Everyone's a nerd, basically. But here's the thing. I like Charlotte. We all like Charlotte. I mean, I'm sorry, Sasha.
Yeah.
Charlotte's okay, I guess. Yeah. But Sasha was okay. She was awesome. But
I was down with the boss, yeah.
Her doom, she was doomed in that Iron Man match. That whole tapping out with 3 seconds left killed her to the end of time. I never want to see that shit. I never want to take her seriously ever again. Bayley looks like an overscripted fucking loser. Charlotte has nothing else to talk about except her lineage and what type of fucking toothbrush she used this morning and all types of ridiculous. Her teeth are really white. Her teeth are very, very white. So Sasha and Charlotte have a match because women and stuff. So Sasha goes, let's do this shit right here, right now, bitch. You can say bitch. I wish you did. They have a match. And during this match, we see a very surprising surprise. It was Dana Brooke.
This was the funniest thing.
So, we're back in the Alamo Dome, right? The runway is 1,000 feet long. So Dana...
The slowest fucking jog of all time.
Dana fucking Brooke, okay? I can almost imagine her sitting in catering, eating a fucking pastrami sandwich, right?
Her and Jack Swagger.
With provolone cheese, her and Jack running the fucking catering table, giving out cookies and chocolate milk and all this good shit, and someone taps her on the shoulder and says, they're running. Oh shit, yeah. So Dana Brooke runs literally as slow as you can possibly.
If you zoomed in, you could probably see like a mustard
seed. Total Baywatch style.
And interferes with this match. I don't even remember how this went down, to be quite honest.
She didn't do anything. Bayley comes from behind her. She Bayley, does the ridiculous face flop.
Bayley fucking cuts her off, and then Sasha wins.
Bayley wasn't in slow mo.
Bayley was in quick mode.
She just works out.
Speed. Yeah. There's a lot of MCT oil in that body. There's really not a lot of fat going on. And then Sasha wins with the fucking bank statement and really makes Charlotte. Not only can Charlotte not win on Raw for any reason, but now she's losing in a non-title match.
She literally tapped out instantaneously. Like there wasn't any struggle whatsoever.
There is literally no power creep with Charlotte. There's power creep, right? The thing you talk about a lot. Yeah. Doesn't exist with her because she can't win.
It doesn't really exist at all because WWE will do things that fit whatever narrative pops in their head every week.
So, gentlemen, I have to ask you this question. Sasha wins this match. What was the point of this? Charlotte still won with the match at the pay-per-view, right? With Bayley, correct?
Yeah.
Why is Sasha winning?
Now you would think by normal logic that she's under the champion and now she's under Sasha. But she's winning that belt, so now she automatically jumps to both.
It's supposed to give the illusion of Charlotte looking weak enough to actually lose and lose her streak and blah blah blah.
The only thing that could make sense in my mind logically for this whole situation is that Charlotte really doesn't give a fuck about winning, which makes no sense because in the past, how many times have heels? First of all, people don't defend belts on Raw. You never saw it. It was pay-per-view exclusive.
Yeah.
So now Charlotte. You can't tell me that a woman's a 5-time champion, but how did she get those 5 reigns? You know what I'm saying? It's fucking stupid. It makes literally no sense. When you look at the history books, they're gonna say, "Well, Charlotte's a 5-time champion," and she became
showed up when it mattered, and
she became a 5-time champion in the span of 6 months.
Yeah.
The amount of reigns don't make a great champion. The length and the quality of reign makes a great champion.
Charlotte should have never lost the belt. If you're going to do this, she should have never lost the belt. It should have been consistent.
She should have never lost the belt the 3 other times either.
You could be a baby. You could be a shit like a cowardly heel and avoid matches on Raw and only wrestle the pay-per-views. That would have made sense.
They destroyed Bayley's moment. Bayley would have had a great WrestleMania moment, and they destroyed it.
They did it early. It's delegitimized. They killed any momentum going into it.
If she loses at Fastlane, which we know she will, and then wins at WrestleMania, we'll be happy.
For the second time, but who cares?
Yeah.
Because We all know this is going the way of Sasha.
Yeah.
We're just going to play hot potato with the title.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
This show is week to week.
Yeah.
There's no long-term planning.
No.
There's no looking ahead. It's just, what do we want to do right now? What would look really cool
And it doesn't
right
make
now?
it doesn't make any sense to me because fast forward 24 hours, and SmackDown is meticulously planning out everything that's going to happen in 6 weeks.
You mean putting
Yeah.
seeds for their ultimate, goals? I mean,
You mean actually building an angle and a storyline?
Everything on SmackDown serves a purpose. Nothing on Raw serves a purpose.
and I think this experience,
Or at
they
least
need
the
to
last
understand one thing before we get on to SmackDown. They need to understand one thing. You cannot have a pay-per-view so close. That window of time, if Raw didn't have this pay-per-view coming up, how much longer would that build be to WrestleMania? About 8 weeks?
Yeah.
9 weeks? You have 8 weeks to build towards WrestleMania. SmackDown has 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's why the whole Orton still not, being treacherous or whatever is still continuing. Because they have so much time to build towards that
And
shit.
they can build intrigue and excitement for everything. And
Well, 2 different writing crews. Apparently one's doing very good. By the way,
you'd think one would talk to them. You think they try to make Raw good?
no. It's been a long time.
No.
Now, before we move on to SmackDown, I need to point out another thing that bothers me a lot. They're no longer called the wacky waveable inflatable arm flailing tube men. They're now the wacky waveable inflating Bailey buddies.
Yeah.
Fuck you, okay? It's the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. Do not take this away from me, Raw. Fuck. Don't call them Bailey buddies. That's gay. That's super fucking
But it's
gay.
WWE, and everything has to have a catchphrase, a
fucking
brand.
gimmick, and
Everything is a brand. And
You put Bailey buddies on it, and it's a trademark instantly.
excessive branding is what kills people's
So-
enjoyment of things. People think they're getting sold stuff. They don't.
So is Vince McMahon going to sue every car dealership across the country
Or
for
Family Guy.
for stealing his Bailey buddies?
Or Family Guy, which was why it was funny in the
Yeah.
first place, because it came from Family Guy. And I can't wait for them to start actually selling these things and put Bailey Buddy on the side so they can actually sell it.
Wow.
SmackDown. Let's move on to something less, butt hurty. So we have SmackDown. Now, I have one gripe with this show. A lot of things went right. However, one big gripe, and I think if you know me or have listened to me talk about anything, you'll understand where this is headed.
Was somebody wrestling in jeans?
Well, yes. So there's a 10-man battle royal to determine the number one contender because Randy does not want to wrestle Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania.
Bullshit.
Obviously. But for now, 6 weeks to go to WrestleMania. So they have to get a good story going here. 10-man battle royal to determine the number one contender. So I'm assuming the third man in the triple threat. So we have guys who are in the main event scene. However, we have Apollo Crews. We have Dolph Ziggler. We have fucking Kalisto. And more importantly, we have your Intercontinental Champion, Dean Ambrose, in the 10-man Battle Royal.
Who else? It's literally, you have 15 guys on the roster. You got to pick 10 of them.
All right.
Who else? That's not the champ.
Fatal 4-way. I don't give a fuck.
Here's what I'm gonna say. You need for the battle royal. You needed bodies to fill the spot, and this, they use the battle royal to plant seeds for all the rivalries that are coming up.
Yeah.
So
That's where I understood it. I saw where all the pieces fell into place. I get it.
if Ambrose won, then it would have been an issue.
But from a perspective of just someone watching the product, the Intercontinental Champion now has a chance to go to WrestleMania?
It's not his first time.
No, he was in the Royal Rumble too.
Yeah.
Why
precisely.
is I get it was okay.
Because there's not a lot of guys on SmackDown. There's not a lot of depth at the top
Was
card.
he was in the Rumble.
Who?
Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I didn't say he wasn't. I said MB.
I thought you correct me. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
There's not a lot of depth at the top card. Obviously, you got to use who you got.
Okay, here's the pros and cons. I get it. Yeah, I absolutely saw that it was to set up everything for WrestleMania, which is fine. That's good. But I'm saying from a perspective of just somebody who just doesn't see it that far in,
Yeah.
the Intercontinental Champion now has Tyson's friend.
For someone who doesn't see it that far and is also going to be is not going to care that the Intercontinental.
Obviously not. But for
the devaluing of the Intercontinental.
so
Champion.
Tyson has a friend that honestly thought that Dean was going to win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
That's the
Did you
shit
really?
that bothers me.
I did.
Oh yes, that he proclaimed that Dean Ambrose was going to win them all. Dean Ambrose is the undisputed champion of SmackDown. Boy, that will piss me off because this guy once again wrestles in
Well,
regulars.
I mean, he's kind of viewing it in the eyes of the casual fan who's
Yeah. Who just wants his favorite guy to win.
Yeah.
That's
I guess as you should watch wrestling. I guess.
Don't give a fuck.
So as an uninitiated fan who doesn't know about the storyline or the backstage politics or anything, you're supposed to just root for whoever you like.
Well, you should start reading the dirt sheets a lot more and understand how this works. So
you telling people to read the dirt sheets, so you make fun of me all the time.
Not everyone's
I didn't like it until now. Well, I'm a fucking spark. So now we have the 10-man battle royal. Okay, we'll start with this because it was the biggest thing on the show. Yeah. For the most part, all the piss break guys got eliminated, tossed out first. We had Kalisto or Ziggler and Kalisto.
One of the Mojo Rawley got eliminated.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, by the way, Mojo Rawley had a chance to get into WrestleMania. Fuck that.
Again, not a lot of singles wrestlers on the show. Sorry.
Could have had a fatal 4-way.
That's not Randy or Bray.
You could have had a 4-man Hell in a Cell. I don't give a fuck what it was.
No, I like what they did here. I mean, maybe you could have had someone better than Mojo, but like planning all the different
like
seeds.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
somebody else.
Raw has 3 hours, and they squander that 3 hours every week in and week out. SmackDown only has 2 hours, and they soak up pretty much every second they have.
All right, from a butthurt smart perspective, yes, but from a overall product, this match was not bad. One. None of the matches on this show were bad. This was a fucking
This whole show until the finish was great.
I don't know who. This is a different company. This is a different company. I don't know who the fuck all of a sudden turned the light on.
And I actually thought SmackDown was kind of trending. Like, it was still good, but it was trending down the last few weeks. It picked right back up.
Yeah, because they, thought about WrestleMania, which is
just that 1 week right after the Elimination Chamber. I experienced like a lull just because it was like the blow off kind of thing. It was
I was kind of wondering if the excitement wore off, but
you had a lot of rematches and shit. But I mean, now that we're out of that, it's back in the swing.
Hey, man, it's hard to write 104 hours of television a year. So
when you have 2 hours, it's a lot easier than 3 hours. So a lot of piss bricks on Monday Night Raw. So like I said, the undercard guys, the very undercard guy. And then the undercard guys got booted out, so that'll set up something with Ziggler and these fucking guys. I don't know what's going to happen.
Apollo Crews looked real vicious at the end, toss the chair and shit. Maybe we'll finally see like a mean streak out of Apollo.
See him do something?
I think he's going to be going away for a little bit to do a Crest commercial fairly soon. So
him and Peyton Royce.
It was down to, I believe, Miz, Baron Corbin, John Cena, AJ, and Luke Harper. 5 guys. The 5 most important guys at the top of the card at the moment. And for some reason, the Miz's Daniel Bryan impression was supremely...
John Cena?
Yes, Cena, was supremely over in this match. I don't know if you guys witnessed this.
I saw that.
It was supposed to be a parody. However, he's getting it over.
Well,
people are liking
everyone's coming around to how awesome The Miz is.
The Miz took a long time to come around to people, but now he's finally
he really
getting there.
He was really annoying last year, and now he's like actually
one of the more entertaining guys on the show.
I wonder how much of it is that just like the storyline worked for him, and how much of it is just us real like. It took a while for us to realize how awesome The Miz is.
The card cut in half.
The Miz didn't get interesting until Talking Smack. Otherwise, it was just other people putting him over, like Miz down and shit.
Yeah, but
on his own, he was just annoying as fuck.
I almost wonder if it was just like you don't realize the brilliance until like. Because I credit with the whole Mizdow thing, I think the Miz was just as responsible, if not more responsible, for letting Sandow take the piss out of him week in and week out.
Damien Sandow carried that whole gimmick. If Sandow wasn't there, no one would give a fuck. It would just be Miz doing the movie thing.
Sandow was the star, but for Miz to allow to participate and allow him to take the piss out of him every single week,
however,
I think is just as much of a vital part to it.
He facilitated it and he enabled it, but it was Mizdow doing the actual work.
Let's look at the stats. Where's Sandow right now?
True.
I mean, I get it.
Aaron Rex in
TNA. Yeah. He's doing nothing. Let's be honest. After that whole gimmick fell apart, he was pretty much booted out, and here's the Miz still. I mean, granted, Maurice helped out a lot.
Maurice helped out a lot, and that one episode of Talking Smack where he went off on D-Bry helped out immensely.
Honestly, the reason why I think SmackDown, for one, is doing a lot better with their characters and their wrestlers is because they're, letting them do what they need to do on their own. Yeah. They're not writing scripts. I mean, it might feel scripted at some point, but... I don't know. I don't think there's a hold on all these people that hard. I think the Miz,
a lot of your really established guys on.
I feel like the Miz was given a live mic.
Yeah.
for the first time in his career, and he finally let a lot out, and now he's finally getting to be what he wants to be.
Talking Smack was his pipe bomb.
Yeah.
That's what got him over.
It felt real. And I remember Anthony calling me into his room to witness this shit.
I was there.
It was great.
It was great, and after that, like, he completely got over as a heel just because everyone started paying attention to what he was doing.
I'm glad you said pipe bomb, because that really was like his.
That was. Absolutely.
So the match itself, aside from the Miz's D-Bry impressions, we're getting supremely over. So we had the Miz eliminating Cena. Dean Ambrose eliminating Corbin.
Well,
so
he totally glossed over the fact that Miz got eliminated and did the run-in. Wow, you missed like...
No, Dean eliminated Corbin, and then Miz illegally eliminated Cena. I'm going by order here. That happened in the middle.
It did happen chronologically.
Yeah, but you're skipping over how it happened. Like, you just glossed over like everything that went down.
Oh, what? He did the fucking D-Bry impression, and then Cena threw him over the top rope.
But yeah, you like skipped over that.
I'm going over the eliminations.
Talk about how it happened. We're like the final part. We can talk about this.
Oh, okay, whatever. So then Dean eliminates Corbin with... I forgot what he did. I think Corbin was taunting again, probably. I don't remember exactly how it went out. Then The Miz illegally eliminated Cena, which is up for debate how this could have possibly happened.
Well, it's not without precedent, because it harkens back to the whatchamacallit, Royal Rumble 2004, when Lesnar illegally eliminated Goldberg to further their feud into Mania for their last match.
I always thought that you cannot eliminate a man in a Royal Rumble unless you're a participant in the match.
No, all you gotta do is just go over the top rope. It doesn't matter who puts you over there.
Well, John, I'm with you. This was stupid.
If you wanted to, you could eliminate yourself.
Yeah.
That's pretty dumb. Well, that did happen. So Cena was eliminated illegally, which he tried to combat by getting back in the ring and looking dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Then Harper eliminated Ambrose on the apron. He kicked him in the face or did some shit.
Yeah, they had the whole him and the apron.
Then we have the double elimination, quote unquote. Clearly, Luke Harper won this match.
Yeah,
there's no debating this.
Yeah, they never showed a replay for a reason.
Yeah. Now, fun fact, okay, after SmackDown went off the air, after I watched SmackDown, which is Wednesday nights on the Hulu version, I saw on YouTube that there was these new super slow motion videos. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
No.
For some reason, they're doing this thing now where there's some guy in the audience or way out recording all these matches in very slow motion and then putting it on YouTube and going, hey, see this in really slow-mo. So the entire Battle Royal was on there. And I fast-forwarded to the end. I'm like, let me see if they got this on camera. That would really fuck things up. They cut that out. So kudos to them because they're trying to protect this whole thing.
Yeah, they should have... it didn't make any sense, though, because...
Clearly,
you can tell just from the way the motion happened that AJ was obviously going to hit first, and they've used replay. There's a precedent that they've used replay to decide matches before. Now to all of a sudden not use replay and to not discuss this.
What was funny was
this is where the ending got. This is where SmackDown got wonky for me.
All right, there's two ways you could look at this. This was intentional. They wanted it to look like shit because the clear winner was Luke Harper, and AJ has no reason to combat
just to have a screw Luke angle?
Exactly. To screw over Luke Harper. So that's one way of looking at it. To me, I feel like that's more the story because two guys like Luke Harper and AJ can't screw up that hard. And that spot, I felt like was a little wishy-washy. You could have done a lot better to get a double count out or a double elimination, I mean. So I feel like that's on purpose, but at the same time, if they're trying to go for the whole, you both got... One of the officials was like, you both touched the floor. Dude, really?
Well, either way, it got Luke over, because everyone was like...
Everybody was saying Luke won the match.
Yeah.
Everybody. And AJ was going, he fell first, and I'm sitting there as a man who's seen a lot of wrestling and double countouts and all this shit, and I go... no, man. I like AJ, but he clearly lost this match.
Why would you screw Luke, though?
Because Luke is
why would the babyface officials do anything to screw Luke? Why wouldn't they?
Because they genuinely didn't see it.
Here's the thing, conveniently...
Is what we're supposed to believe.
Conveniently, amongst the 800 refs, the 800 camera angles, nothing caught this. There's no Zapruder film for this incident. No one has an indefinite camera angle of this.
Yeah.
But however, anyone with 2 eyes or even 1 eye could see that Luke Harper won this match because he fell literally last. He fell after fucking AJ did. Yeah. So I get what they're doing. I understand. But like I said, 2 ways. This was intentional. And if it was, okay. But if it wasn't intentional, this looks like shit. It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Because it didn't come off as, believable.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that they're drawing this thing out, give this thing, because they've got the 6 weeks to really build something up so Luke Harper and AJ can have a feud in the meantime.
I guess. But nonetheless, we will resolve. No, on Talking Smack, they said that it was going to be a one-on-one match. Yeah, so they're going to have a one-on-one match, I guess, next week. I thought they were going to wait till next week to actually solve this, which would have been a lot more interesting, but they let the cat out of the bag a little too soon, I think.
Yeah.
So, back to the beginning of the show, Daniel Bryan essentially wants to strip Naomi of the title. I had no idea she was legitimately hurt.
Yeah. I don't know if this is legitimately hurt or if they're just like, hey, we have this nice out of the storyline here. Let's use it and save your moment for WrestleMania moment, which is what Monday Night Raw should have done.
Oh, by the way, while we're talking about that, Bailey, if you're listening, it's okay to relinquish the title, as Naomi showed you. You can do that. It's cool.
It's 2 totally different things. Bailey
I know, different principles, but I'm just saying, like...
Bailey should have relinquished the title. I still believe that the Dana Brooke, Sasha Banks, they cancel each other out. So.
They do, like, logistically, but I mean, for all the casuals out there, it looks like Bailey kind of went under spurious conditions.
I think that Stephanie should have been a super heel and stripped her of the title, but...
She could have done that, but Bailey was given the option to do the right thing, and she chose not to.
Hell no.
While cursing. Meanwhile, Naomi graciously...
I hate to say it's the current year, but it's 2017.
Hell is like a bad word.
Nobody...
Hell's a bad word as far as network TV is concerned.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it's an acceptable word.
You can't say hell if you're a babyface. But more to the point, you had the opportunity to do the right thing. You had the opportunity to be a role model to thousands, if not millions of little girls out there. But you didn't. And Naomi did. When she was asked to give her title up, she did. Even though she didn't.
She was hurt. She couldn't.
Even though she didn't want to. All I'm saying is
the 30-day window.
All I'm saying is one champion did the right thing here, even though it was against her wishes. So,
but hell no, she won't go.
Team Hell No, which featured D-Bry, who also did the right thing when he couldn't defend his championship in the allotted 30 days. So, yeah.
Well, after Naomi unwillingly gave up the title, which she was supposed to walk into Orlando, Florida as the
and mistakenly called Daniel Bryan by his real first name twice.
Word.
Well, he's got Bryan in his name. I guess it works out.
But still, like, she was calling him Bryan, like
easy shoot to make.
Yeah.
So we are left wondering whom will be the new women's...
Who's going to take over that vacant title?
Who, I guess. And then here comes Alexa Bliss coming out to reclaim the belt she never lost in her mind, I guess.
Take what's hers.
Take what's hers.
Make everyone burn her light.
Wow. The crowd... So, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on in this promo, but apparently this got a lot of reaction. People loved this promo. The crowd was pretty hot for this promo.
This was some of her better heel work, and she addressed the crowd twice, which was awesome.
Because they were whatting her. Oh, yeah. Let me get to that real quick.
Yeah, she swore to God, bro.
So, Ontario, California. So, the town with a Canadian name. How about we not...
Toronto, Ontario, California.
The Toronto, Ontario, California of the West Coast United States.
Where they legalize it, eh?
The what chant has been old since 2003. We need to
still a crowd that chants ECW anytime someone rolls out of the ring, so...
Yeah.
God, if Paul Heyman farts, there's an ECW chant. I don't know why. Why do these people exist? Why? Don't chant what, it's done. Especially to Alexa Bliss. Fuck you, okay?
I'm glad she called him out on that.
You have to. It's annoying. If I'm in the ring, I would tell them that it's fucking old. It's been, what? It's been 14 years since that was created? 2002. I don't even know my math.
It's been 15 years?
15 years. Goddamn, 15 years.
It's officially a classic.
Yeah.
It's a very old chant. So, like ECW, okay? But nonetheless, Alexa came out to say, hey, I want my belt back. But Daniel says, No, you're going to be fighting for it right now here in Toronto, Ontario,
Even though it would have
California.
made perfect sense, because it's not without precedent to just give the last sitting champion back the belt. No, we've got to have a spectacle because matches and stuff.
Apparently, Becky was owed a rematch. That's what Daniel said. I don't know if you guys heard this.
When she was hurt?
You mean the 4 that she had didn't count?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you serious?
Maybe I could have been wrong about this, but I could have swore that Daniel said that Alexa was owed a rematch and also Becky was owed a rematch.
Pretty sure Becky had 4 title matches after she lost that shit at TLC. So, whatever.
We had Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss for the Women's Championship. So, don't really care about the match itself, but let's talk about the ending here. Because I think this ending really chapped my ass. And the reason why it chapped my ass, not because Alexa won, but was the simple fact that we had the whole ref not looking, so Alexa hits Becky with, I don't know, thumb to the neck? I don't even know what she did. A cross chop to the neck? Some shit like that.
Yeah.
So Becky essentially can't breathe, so she rolls her up 1, 2, 3. Now, here is my biggest issue about this. I don't care that she cheated. Because she's a heel. She needs to cheat. It's her thing. What's the word I'm looking for? Disabled her, debilitated. I can't. Debilitated her. I'm sorry. For the roll up, because she's choking to death, so you can't kick out when you're choking. I guess, right? Now the 3 was counted. Alexa rolled out. Becky gets up as if nothing happened and looks at the fucking ref and goes, Who what? Who what?
Because she wasn't really incapacitated. She grabbed the tights. That's what... Yeah, that's why
Okay, so she grabbed the tights.
She grabbed the tights with both hands, and she's one of the few heels that still does that on a consistent basis. That's what's so awesome about it.
Good job. Women grabbing tights.
Lexi still grabs the tights, bro.
My biggest issue with this is that Becky just got chopped in the fucking throat. Okay? She gets rolled up. So she disabled her with the pulling of her ass. Now she gets up and looks at the ref and goes, "Hey, she hit me in the throat. Why are you not selling it? If you got poked in the eye right now, got rolled up."
Because it wasn't the hit to the throat that incapacitated her. It was the
pulling of her pants.
That's not what won her the match. It was grabbing the tights. That's why it's illegal. It gives you an unfair advantage. It's unfair leverage.
If she would have sold the illegal act that started this all, maybe I would have believed it a little more.
I mean, I could see that argument if the tights weren't grabbed. If she just pinned her clean and it was just the X to the throat that put her down, sure, sell it. But if that wasn't it, if that just got you on the ground and then it was the tights that actually got the pin, then yeah, you can get up and be like, "Whoa, what the fuck just happened?" It's not like she got low blowed or something, you know.
I guess, but I would have liked to have seen if it was an eye poke. I would have liked to see her, sell the fact she got her fucking eyes poked out just now.
If the eye poke caused the victory, sure, but if it was the tights, then I mean, she could have just DDT'd her to the ground and grabbed the tights and still gone over, and then Becky could have got up wait, hold on.
All right, how about this? A little better to clean it up a bit. I would have liked to see Becky actually get up and go, "Hey, she grabbed my tights while holding her throat," or alluding to the fact that she got hit in the throat. She got up, her hands out like this, and going,
I think the important thing is that Alexa grabbed the tights, and that's why she went over.
By the way,
setting up for an obvious rematch.
If you've ever got your tights grabbed, it's really not a reason to keep a person down.
I've never been rolled up and had
I mean,
so I can't speak for that person.
A jackknife pin on the ropes, maybe, but pulling tights is kind of unless you're invulnerable to getting your ass shown.
You really have to give in to
Tonight I actually saw a backslide pin where they rolled over and put their feet on the ropes to over the body to actually hold them down.
That makes no sense.
That happened on Lucha Underground earlier. It was insane. Yeah,
that's stupid.
It's a real thing.
After the match happened, obviously Alexa's a champ again, two-time
champion, champ,
and we have Mickie James coming out.
Which, by the way, Mickie James came out well after Alexa. She's after doing her thing. Alexa just kind of went in the back. She wasn't even waiting for her on the ramp.
She went right to catering as soon as it happened. And what was funny, what I liked about this, I thought Mickie was just going to stand on the ramp, look at Becky and say, "Haha, you've been bamboozled." No, Mickie goes, "You know what? She's a little hurt. Fuck this. I'm going to go kick her fucking ass." And this is why the women's division on SmackDown makes a lot of sense. They want to kill each other.
Yes.
Yep.
Mickey looks at the opportunity to go, God, she's hurt. I should kick her fucking ass. And that's what she does. And kudos. I mean, she didn't really succeed.
So I wonder if this is going to be more of a Mickey-Becky thing, or if it's going to go back to, like, Becky-Alexa, like at Mania for the title.
You want to know what's really funny about
Naomi's going to come back from injury and get her title back. That's what this is going.
Winning it at WrestleMania in Orlando. There's no other
This is what I was talking about. This is setting up for Naomi's big WrestleMania moment.
How far away is Mania right now?
6 weeks.
6 weeks away.
Okay, I guess that because she can't defend the title within the allotted 30 days, which is the whole reason she relinquished the belt in the first place.
This is
perfect
a
for her
kayfabe
comeback.
Injury.
Okay, so this will be tied. Okay.
I think she legitimately got hurt, but it wasn't like a big deal. But they used it as an excuse
as a platform to set up this thing. All right, right on
for maximum pop.
Here's the thing about the SmackDown division for the women. I almost feel like one person getting... Like, if Charlotte got hurt, that's Raw's division, essentially down the drain, because they have nobody else. With SmackDown, this didn't really hinder their vision, because they have a lot of other things to go to. Yeah. They could go to anybody else, because everybody else is...
yes and no, because, I mean, everyone's kind of either occupied or...
Well, Natty and Nikki just finished their thing. Natty's got nothing to do.
Yeah.
You think it's over?
It's done. It's completely over.
She's moved on to Maurice now.
That whole thing was a blow-off.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So Maurice, the whole Maurice and Cena fucking Miz thing. But point being is that SmackDown has backups.
Yeah.
They only have like 7 or 6 women.
They only have 6 chicks, yeah.
Only 6 women.
Not including...
However... That's pretty good. That's a lot to work with, because, I don't know, they've been developing all their women.
Mickey James now.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Mickey James.
But to Tyson, she's old as fuck. So she doesn't really count.
I mean, I don't want to use words like cougar or super cougar. CougarLife.com.
I don't want to get into this match because it pissed me off, but the Fashion Police getting jobbed out to American Alpha. Why are we wasting such a good tag team?
They're such good talent. Why, if you're not going to do anything with them, break them up and put them on separate brands. And let them do their thing on each show, because they're the same guy, really. But
Tyler Breeze is amazing. The fact that
they're both amazing.
This tag team needs a lot more time. They need
because they're part of the steep drop off of tag teams on SmackDown. There's like 4 guys at the bottom. If you're not the Usos or American Alpha, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Or Slater and Rhino. Like, if you're like the Ascension or the Vaudevillains or the Hype Bros or anybody else, no one cares.
It's pathetic. And not only that, but the Fashion Police could not be in New York City for Fashion Week because of WWE's schedule. Yeah. Pathetic.
Yeah, why would you book a show?
Why would you book a show in Fashion Week? You scumbags.
That's terrible.
So basically it was a glorified squash. Now let's get to the big thing with this match. The promo by the Usos was a lot bit longer than the fucking match itself. Depending on who you
guys
talk to. No. Fuck no. Here's the reason why. Now, our the guy that we love, JD, right?
Yeah.
We love JD from New York. Okay.
Yes.
Watched this thing, and he said that he thought this was amazing. However, I thought it was complete fucking shit.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that I don't know what they were talking about. This feud is so old.
It wasn't the perfect promo, but this is the first time that the Usos as a heel team have felt legit to me.
Why are they yelling?
Because they're bad guys.
They were yelling about hotels and eating and a bunch of other shit. I thought this was confusing.
And I think I finally figured out which one's Jimmy and which one is Jay.
I don't really care. They both have grills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real weird, man.
Point being, this was too long. They should have just said, we're going to kill you in your sleep, and left. I don't know why this went on about catering and brushing teeth. I just don't get it.
Well, they wanted to really drive the point home that no matter what American Alpha does, there's always someone looking over their shoulder.
It felt like really weird, like battle rap style,
Yes. It felt a lot of intimidation over a barricade.
Well, the Usos are trying very hard to be very urban.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know how? Which they are, by the way. They're not. They're not these fucking Samoans that slap their knees. That's not them. They're straight up fucking. They're gangsters. Yeah. They wear bandanas and shit.
They're thugs now.
They're thugs. However, if it was me booking this, here's how you get heels over and make it believable. The reason why this was not believable is because they did a whole lot of talking. Here's what you do. You get in there, you beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Again, you beat them up, then talk shit. Because now I'm scared of these guys. I fear these men because they just beat the living shit out of these guys who just had a match and then are talking shit on top of that. You don't just go, you guys want a match tonight? Oh, no. Not here. Not in Ontario, California. No, sir. So that was what bothered me about it. I need to see more action from the Usos. There's just a whole lot of
we've got
back alleyway promos.
5 more shows.
I guess there's more time to improve, but to get these guys over, first of all, let's talk about the big picture here. Is the fact that they did something a long time ago. Remember when they beat the shit out of Chad Gable?
Yeah.
Remember that? It's been like 5 months later.
Put them on the shelf. Yeah.
They why not? Why this took so long? They could have did it here. They could have did it here and built towards WrestleMania.
It's so dumb because they started that so long ago, and then they were so buddy-buddy during the Survivor Series thing with the whole tag team thing. Like it's just so removed from the initial injury angle.
It makes no sense. It's super late, and it just feels really, really drawn out.
It's just such a stretch. Like, you're talking about fall of last year, man. Who cares?
Yeah. So, Anthony says he liked it. Why do you like this, sir? Why was this promo acceptable to you?
Well, it wasn't like the perfect promo, but I don't know. Maybe just watching it, I felt like there was actually something going on, like, and it wasn't just the Usos fucking just gonna dominate over everyone, or not the Usos, American Alpha. So it just felt a little bit legit to me in this promo.
It's like I'm
not saying like I loved I loved this and I'm dying to see it.
It sounds like reverse heel syndrome because it's like American Alpha's face is fucked. They're so dominant. It's refreshing to see somebody step up that could like maybe take them, but it still doesn't make this promo like good. It was still
it's
weird and yeah.
It's funny because when they actually fucked up Gable's fucking leg, they were still with the face paint. They just turned heel, literally, just swapped that very same moment. And ever since they stopped using paint and went to the super southern rap fucking theme, they really haven't done anything to follow that up.
Not at all.
So that's what I'm saying. The point is that they're not very scary. They could just talk a lot of shit. They're two drunk men who have way too much on their mind. That's the problem here. And not only that, this promo went on for so long. And I remember sitting on the TV looking at this and going, I don't even know what they're talking about anymore. And I have no idea what they're referring to at all. So that's that. So we have more time to build on that. Now, the final thing about SmackDown we have to talk about is because it's setting up something a lot bigger at WrestleMania. We had the Nikki Bella, Natty Neidhart, street fight, no holds barred, falls count anywhere,
no DQ,
fucking death match. I don't know.
Yeah. Standing, yeah.
I have spent how long has this feud been going on? A couple months?
Like a month?
Month and a half,
since Survivor Series.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
It's been a while. So since Survivor Series.
So since Natty made fun of Nikki Bella in the back and made her cry.
Well, since then,
October, right?
I've spent every episode of the show shitting on this feud. I really enjoyed this match, and I really actually cared about this feud. This match was really fun.
Natty's been talking some good shit.
Yeah.
Like her shit talking has been fantastic. She's been doing a really good job.
Yeah.
The only thing that I have issue with Natty is she can't stop talking about John. And I know at some point he's going to get involved. Yeah. He almost has to now. But it's so...
Well, no, he's not. He's not getting involved now.
Why not?
Because it's over.
Oh. No, that's true. With Natty, I mean, he's going to get involved with somebody else now. However, it's hilarious to hear Natty go on and on about you can't see me, and John is oblivious of that. He is so far into another buffet right now. He just can't be bothered.
Nope.
Can't be bothered. He's got 4 plates at the fucking Chinese buffet. Couldn't give a shit. But this was the match itself. All right, you said it was a good match. It was. It was a pretty decent match.
I really enjoyed it.
For Nikki Bella, this was not bad. The only problem I had with it, there was a lot of teased spots. And what I say by that is there's a lot of threats of breaking the table, or there was a lot of threats of doing shit on the outside, or threats of using tables. Fuck, if they used a table, that would have been crazy. The only spot that was pretty sweet, and I fucking loved it, was fucking Natty getting crushed
the mirror
with that
spot.
fucking mirror.
Yeah.
in the fucking mirror. I mean, that shit was awesome.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That was legitimate as hell. The only problem is, where was the blood?
That's what I was wondering. Like,
I was wondering,
even if it's safety glass, you don't go through that kind of pain without, like, a pane of glass like that without having some kind of color.
So WWE is trying to convey that you could go through glass untouched. Remember this.
Yeah.
However, here in the real world, we get cut.
Yeah, try doing that shit right now. Rock your face off the bathroom mirror and see that.
So, at some point in the match, Maurice just can't help herself.
Yeah.
She has to be in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, she sees them coming back towards her, and she runs, like, in their direction.
Alright, we know what this is about. I personally know, but...
This was such a shitty way to set this up. It's so unbelievable.
Here's the thing. To you and me, it looks really stupid.
No, this should look unbelievable to anybody who has a semi-functioning brain.
I was really hoping for Dean and Renee. I was still pulling for that to be like the thing.
I guess Renee didn't want
She canned it.
Yeah,
which makes sense because Renee's not a wrestler. But
and I don't know if she wanted her
like
relationship
they were pushing like that, you know, like it was going that way with Maurice slapping her and the Miz accosting her and all that. Like it practically wrote itself.
You think this could have made it to Mania?
I mean, if they built the Miz a little more and they kept the strap on him and then made it relevant, I
feel like they killed that a little too.
Miz had so much going on with the title and all that.
It had a raw, real life aspect to it. It was, and I guess she didn't want to do it.
Yeah, this had to have gotten
it was getting a little too real.
Yeah. By the way, she's on Total Divas, so yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Seriously, Renee. Go fuck yourself.
This is why you're not going to do anything more than...
Fuck Renee.
Fuck Renee, dude. That's why she's not going to do anything more than be like a Chuck on fucking Smackdown. Like, that's it, you know.
Are you talking about my cousin Chaz like that?
Yeah. That's literally all she's going to do.
So Renee
she won't get her feet wet.
Went from a semi-interesting, we can't wait to see what's going to happen with this situation, to now she's just going to have a lisp and do interviews again. That's pretty much it. So she's not interesting anymore, and no one cares. Yep. Sorry, Anthony, no one cares about her.
And Lana does her hair better than her now, so...
Ooh, how do you like that, motherfucker?
Yup.
Now, the best part, the fucking best part of this whole thing was when Maurice came out with a goddamn pipe and beat the living shit out of Nikki Bella.
With the most unbelievable swings of all time.
By the way, she wound up, but she did a fucking, she rotated her arm.
Hey, what about Nikki beat that kendo stick, though?
Yeah, it was cool, I guess, but we've seen that before.
Yeah. Or the Nikki, calling spots as loud as she can outside of the ring. You can clearly hear her say, Natty, I'm going to throw you over, all right?
Sure. We saw the kendo stick with that hated rivalry with Carmella. You remember that? I saw a kendo stick in there, so that's why I didn't really give a shit about the kendo. It was cool. I mean, the mirror, I haven't seen anyone go through a mirror in years.
I haven't seen that since, Raw last week with the monitor, but I mean, whatever. Jericho's face off the TV.
No, a mirror sounding
good.
Good quality sound, man. Like that. Was that a TV? I don't think that was a TV, man. It might have been something else. There was no circuits inside.
No, it wasn't legit TV, obviously. They're not going to, bust
it was a placeholder.
They're not going to bust a 4K TV to, make a point. Obviously, you're not going to put his face through a fucking LED.
It's $1,000.
Yeah, no, they're not going to do that, dude. Clearly it was
God forbid WWE spends $1,000.
Clearly it was just, black plexiglass or something that was,
but the quality of sound was awesome.
You like that?
Yeah, it sounded really good. Did
you hear the Dolby Digital 5.1? Yes. It sounded
I had headphones on listening to this. So basically, that was SmackDown. A lot of storylines got advanced, and the Battle Royal itself literally created about 4 storylines in one match. Yeah. So that
maximizing their time.
Maximizing their time, 1, 2, and pretty much this entire show was all action.
Yeah.
This is a wrestling show, folks. This is a wrestling show.
Yes.
The term wrestling is used because Natty said that Nikki's not a good wrestler.
Yeah.
So SmackDown doing a lot of good things once again, and keep it up. We will see. Randy and Bray made an appearance, so clearly Randy is still on the side of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
We will not get into that because they did not have a prominent role on the show, but I know Tyson's stirring inside. His core is waiting to explode at the thought of this being good.
So far, I've said everything I need to say about this. We're just playing the waiting game.
Yeah.
The storyline has not been advanced with these guys. We will see how this goes down next week. Now, NXT. Let's talk about NXT about one thing. I don't know why No Way Jose was in the fucking main event. I have no idea why.
Because he's one of the big guys on the card.
He was just used as like fodder,
cannon fodder, I guess,
for Cassius Ohno to make the big babyface save. And
now I don't really have any notes on NXT, so I'm pretty much going off on a limb here. But I do remember No Way Jose and Bobby, and I have no idea why he was fed to Bobby. Fucking rude.
Yeah, this was just to set up Cassius Ohno.
I do have a gripe with this triple threat women's match. Okay, we have Peyton Royce. We have Peyton Royce, fucking Ember Moon, and Liv Morgan.
Good match.
Not the match itself. The match is okay. Here's the thing, though. Peyton Royce wins the match. Okay, that's fine, because, let's be honest, we don't want Billie Kay to win this fucking thing. Because she sucks. But,
lies.
In the tag match with Ember Moon and Billie Kay prior to this, who won? Who pinned Liv Morgan to win the match? Billie Kay. Why was Billie not in this match? I don't like Billie Kay, but she pinned Liv Morgan.
Billie Kay has been consistently better than Peyton Royce at every turn. I'm not sure why Peyton's being pushed more than Billie Kay. Billie Kay's the better wrestler. She has more wins under her belt. She has more momentum. I don't know why.
So you do agree that this was weird booking?
Peyton literally just got theme music like the other day. So yeah,
she's had the same theme for a long time, man.
They rarely play it. She always comes out to Billie Kay's theme when they come out together.
So that baffled me. Like, yeah, it's fine to see Peyton Royce, and out of the two basketball players, I like Peyton Royce more.
The blow-off match for this is next week, so it's not like this is going to be...
We all know Peyton Royce isn't winning this match.
It's not like this is going to be like Mania weekend or anything. Nobody gives a fuck.
But it's a logic that why would, out of the three women in this match, one of them who got the pinfall is not in this match.
I agree, and
isn't that a little weird to you?
It is really strange. I agree, and I don't know why. Apparently, the whole logic of, well, if I beat her, I'm the number one contender, like, that doesn't translate over here. But I
doesn't make any sense.
I figured they would push Peyton just because it's too soon for Ember Moon, because they're saving her. They're saving only because you're saving her, because clearly she's going to be the one to take the belt off of Asuka.
Yeah, that might happen.
And Liv Morgan's power level is not nearly high enough to beat either of them, so...
Well, first she's got to get rid of those Jordans. Maybe she'll have some chance.
It was pretty clear to me that Peyton was the way to go. I'm glad that this is just a normal NXT title match. It's not anything crazy. It's not a pay-per-view. It's not a takeover. This is just, I wonder who's going to get fed to Asuka next week.
Pretty much. And to be quite honest, I know they're saving Ember Moon, but we all it's blatantly obvious that
we've known since Dallas that Ember Moon's going to be one to take it.
Ember Moon and Asuka are pretty much this entire division. And Nikki Cross, I guess, but she's too busy chewing rope. I don't know what she's been doing these days.
I am glad they're taking their time with it, though, because Ember Moon's literally all they have as far as big baby faces that can actually go over.
I don't mind that everybody's getting a chance. That's fine with me, man. Hey, give everybody an opportunity. It is
throw
what it
everything
is.
at the wall, see what sticks.
Whatever you've got, you use everybody to the best of your abilities. But it's almost in a competitive aspect. We know that Peyton Royce can't fucking hold up with Asuka. Asuka's so way above her.
And even though I'm not a big fan of Peyton Royce, she's not a bad wrestler. She holds her own in the ring.
Yeah. So. But also I don't like Billie Kay, but she should have been in this triple threat match.
She should have been. And
this was ridiculous.
And say what you want, but Billie Kay can work. She's
above Liv Morgan, but she's not above Ember. It's a very small pool right now.
Nobody's really above Ember.
No.
That's not Asuka or Nikki, and even Nikki's still coming up.
We had Mandrews and Pete Dunne.
I was about to say, let's move on to the match of the night.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne and Mandrews, and Pete Dunne goes over, and Pete Dunne's
the fucking man.
Pete Dunne's phenomenal, and I'm so glad.
My one gripe with this match, the match was great. Match was a lot of fun to watch, but Mark Andrews is a high flyer. Why would you work the hand? Why wouldn't you work the legs? Keep him on the ground.
I don't know.
That's a little wrestling psychology.
You can't hold the rope.
You can do more with the hand.
I know that's his gimmick and that's what he does, but a little psychology would tell you he's a high flyer.
Yeah,
work the legs. Yeah. But that's just nitpicking. The match was fun.
I guess with a high flyer, I suppose the only if you were working against a high flyer, you'd go for the legs, right? But they could still use their other leg to get on the top
He doesn't
rope.
necessarily have to work the legs because he has a 70-pound weight advantage on him. Like, work the hand. It's easier. You can do more with it. It's more versatile.
In a wrestling psychology, big men, you work the legs. Because obviously they can't stand. They can't really do anything. They can't really focus their power on anything.
Takes that vertical base from
yeah. With smaller guys...
You need it all the same to jump off the ropes. Get up to the ropes, jump off the ropes.
But you've also got one other leg. You'd have to work both legs.
Working one would be sufficient. Because you need both legs to...
Till that's the Zach the Novelty act.
But yeah, we finally get to see all 4 of the UK guys that got signed. I don't know if they're going to sign anybody else, but we did get to see 2 of the best talents. Sadly, I don't really like Mandrews at all. Pete Dunne's awesome.
Even for all his flippy shit.
I'm not huge into Mandrews. I've never been a Mandrews.
Do you guys hate Mark Andrews because he was a TNA guy?
No, I didn't like him in TNA either.
I hated him in PWG, dude.
Because he didn't sell an End of Heartache, right, or something?
No, that was Ricochet.
I was Ricochet.
Mandrews is just boring.
I don't like him because he's a little fucking fruitcake and he doesn't do shit. Like, Mandrews...
But he flips and stuff. You love flippy shit.
I do like high flyers, I do, but he's 130 pounds of nothing. Like,
and he's like, and he sings and plays bass in a pop punk band.
Dude, his theme song. His theme song is his own band.
I did see that.
By the way, when I heard that in the UK tournament, I said, "That's his fucking band, isn't it?"
I remember
and then Nigel confirmed it. I'm like, "God damn it, I fucking knew it."
Of course,
what a dickhead Welshman. Aside from the big Pete Dunne Mandrews match, the main event, and of course the women's match, I don't think anything else happened.
Just promo in the back with Billy Kay and Peyton, which was fun.
Yeah, they have an iconic shirt now.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing now? Is that their official
iconic
shirt?
duo?
Wow. When are you gonna get that shirt, Tyson?
I hate the fact that they have to bunny hop away from every fucking promo together. Like,
I don't know. I like it. It's so like fucking heelish. Like
it is, but like, God,
it's so cheesy that it's so fun.
It's just really chaps my ass.
They reek of Mean Girls. They just reek of the cool girls in high school. It's just it's not really
the gimmick. Yeah.
They're more concerned with getting to the prom than winning a championship. Yeah. So that's the thing that bothers me about them, and the fact that they're inseparable because they're Australian. I don't know.
They went to high school together, you know.
I guess that's grounds to like.
I mean, I love Billy Kay. Don't get me wrong, but their whole gimmick just kind of pisses me off. And it's supposed to, like, it's doing its job.
Billy Kay's theme song pisses me off. I'm not in Arabia. I don't need to hear this shit.
Dude, that song like precludes long flowing gowns and you know, like elbow length satin gloves and shit.
I think Dalton Castle does it a lot better.
Well, that's because you like Peacock, dude.
Yeah.
So.
But aside from that was pretty much NXT. Oh, Cassius Ohno, made his debut on this show, and I think he got his ass kicked in a suit and tie, I suppose. But we saw Cassius at NXT in Philly a couple weeks ago, so this was it was good to see him on TV. And that's pretty much NXT.
He also proclaimed that he was nothing to mess with.
He's nothing to fuck with. I'm sorry. You forgot to say fuck with.
Well, he said mess on NXT
television.
Obviously.
Yeah, well, this is on, you know. But anyways, that was WWE this week. We can't wait to bite our teeth into the Raw prior to Fastlane. I believe it's
a go-home show.
This coming Sunday. Not this Sunday, but then one after that. So we will be back with the go-home show for Fastlane in our HD high-quality audio next week with all of our nice mics and equipment. I have been Joey Nohana for Anthony Caruso and Tyson Touloud. This is the Falcon Arrow WrestleCast, and Top Guys out.
Link me.